ready to stand.
We're not bothered about the defection that took place in Delta State. Whether you like it or not, we will defeat you come 2027. That is what PDP is saying. How possible is it for PDP to defeat APC with this mass defection we are witnessing?
Yeah, I think that statement is not correct. Any serious party will be bothered about the happenings, especially the last one in Delta and other ones that we've been seeing of late in terms of mass defection into the All Progressive Party, the ruling party. So, making a statement that they are not bothered coming from the office of the PDP may not be correct. You must be bothered even if you decide not to show it or decide not to be too anxious about it. It's a wake-up call for you to re-strategize and begin to look at how you can, call it damage control. The damage has been done, how you can manage what you have left so that we don't have total collapse of the party.
So that we will have total collapse of the party. And in response to what PDP said this morning, APC said it is a done deal. 2027, no go area for any party.
Of course, they can say that again. Any party that is having the kind of interest that others are showing into APC at the moment can afford to begin to roll out the drums and say we are 2027 is sure for us, as it were. Even though we can't really say that at the moment that 2027 is sure. Just like the PDP said yesterday, and to a large extent, I think they have a point that in the last general election, Mr. Peter Obi, who doesn't have a single governor, was able to poll about over millions of votes for himself, and he doesn't have any governor in any state. So we may not really say it's about the governors per se. Even just as they have said, it's about them strategizing and show to Nigerians that they are still in the game. Directly to your question in terms of whether it's already a done deal for the APC, I think it's not a done deal yet. It is not. They shouldn't roll out the drums here. Don't forget, it's still about Nigerians, even though we have Nigerians in APC as well. But in a free, fair, credible election, if that is the atmosphere that we see, if we don't have the same atmosphere we had in the last general election, where INEC told us that they had a technical glitch, which is quite unfortunate, where INEC deliberately, we must put it to them, that they compromised part of that election, and we couldn't call it a free, fair, and credible election. So if we don't have that same situation, then it is not huru yet for the ruling party.
All right, there is a move to legalize voting in Nigeria, voting without PVC, the permanent voters card in Nigeria. But before I move on, that's by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But before I move to the question I want to ask, let me quickly read this out. The Independent National Electoral Commission has expressed willingness to allow eligible Nigerians without permanent voter cards to vote in the 2027 general elections, but insists that such a move must be backed by legislative amendment. The Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Rotimi Oyekombi, told The Punch on Wednesday that the Commission was committed to expanding voter access through technology, but emphasized that legal provisions must first be updated to accommodate any shift from the current PVC system. Now, that's what we're about. Should Nigerians be allowed to vote without PVC? And don't you think this move could be an electoral fraud?
My God, not really there's nothing wrong in us leveraging on current trends in terms of technology to advance our electoral procedure. There's nothing wrong with that move. But we must understand that in an environment where politicians are so desperate to win at all costs, such move goes beyond legislative backing. Such move must be, the kind of control, very verifiable controls that it must have should be such that it's not too cumbersome, that anybody can verify things to show that, okay, this actually this person actually voted, regardless whether there is cards or not. There's nothing wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong in us leveraging on technology, but our environment, for me, that is the scary part. Our politicians are too desperate. The ones that we see at PVC, that you are seeing the person one-on-one, they are still ready to rig it. Not to talk of cardless situation where it will just, I mean, votes will just be pouring in like water from nowhere, and you may not be able to substantiate where they come from. So we must tread with caution, even though I'm not against embracing technology and advancing the course of our electoral process.
All right, so there's a Chima Michael. That will be their latest rigging formula.
I just said it's because of our environment. Ordinarily, it shouldn't be a bad idea, but because of our environment, it has to be subjected to a lot of scrutiny.
All right, Michael, thank you so much.
Many thanks.
So much. You're welcome on the program once more.
Thank you.
All right, we've been seeing mass defection happening in Nigeria as regards the 2027 election. It's the build-up of 2027 election, build-up to 2027 election. For me, I feel it's too early, but it seems the politicians are not giving any gap this time around. But what does this wave of defection signify in Nigeria? Does it signify lack of ideology, especially in the major opposition party, PDP?
It signifies a lot of things, you know. It signifies that the South is ready to challenge the North. That is one. Two, it signifies that the structure of Northern and Fulani domination of the system can also be challenged. It also signifies that with any further Northern threat, Nigeria can break up. That is on the other side, you know. But I don't want to see it as something selfish. That Tinubu's interest is basically on his ambition. But I'm looking at it from that direction that we have had a very long Northern domination in the system. And the North has empowered themselves to the extent that they have become intoxicated with power. And at every point, they feel that this thing is not getting to them. You know, they use all manner of ways, you know, to champion their restatement into the system, into the power system. That's into the presidency. That's what they're talking about. You understand? You can see what it takes a Southerner to become a controller general of the federation. You can see what it takes a Southerner to become chief of army staff. But on the other side, too, if you want to look at it, you know, from the behavioral attitude of our politicians, we are heading towards doom. Because without opposition, there is no democratic space. That is why they say Tinubu is a tyrant, he's a dictator. That's what when they start seeing that line, they start pointing towards that direction. Because you wake up one day, you see INEC has decamp to APC.
An institution?
Bros, INEC can decide tomorrow, say we decamp to APC. I'm telling you. The police can decamp. The army, because that is what it's pointing towards.
Already, APC said it's a don't do.
No, bros, let me tell you, they cannot be singing praise at this point in time. 24 hours in politics is a long time. Anything can happen. If you ask an average Nigerian about APC administration, they will tell you their reservations. That's the truth. But the northern threat and conquest that is coming, we know where the problem. Because all these things you are seeing the Hausas celebrating, the Hausa youth. Maybe you have not watched. Go and watch the video. The Hausa youth carry out a major attack on the Fulanese, and after that, they celebrated Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for the awakening that consciousness. You see, does Islam allow them to come to social media and talk? But they are coming out now. The Hausa youths are coming out.
They are rising up against the.
Yes, they are coming out.
Yeah.
Most of them even quoted some certain things that maybe most of the things we say here. No, you don't know. You will not know who is watching who, how you are able to transfer information and expertise to somebody who say, is this thing real? Okay, look at Jejo Kocha. I'm mentioning it here. Sorry, I have to mention Jejo Kocha. You know what Jejo Kocha said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recently? That's the information he got from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he began to wonder, is this thing real? Most Hausa youth don't know they don't have a Hausa governor in their territory. In northern region, just one, mention one, 19 states, just mention one. 66 million Hausas in the north, 16 million Fulanis. No, these are the indigenous people.
Yes.
And they don't have one single governor. And they are being killed. So, if you look at what Bola Ahmed is trying to do at this point in time, I think he's sending a very serious signal to the north. With what is happening, there's going to be a unique understanding of the southern situation against the north, because, bros, it will make a lot of sense. I'm telling you. Because if you see what is building up, plus these guys will come and they will implant their own governor and present them. We go and vote for them. And we are thinking they are our people, not knowing that they were being planted by the Fulanis. But brother, a typical example is one man from Imo State, they call Hope Uzodinma. You saw him in the church. He knelt down and he confessed his sins. He said, him now, my POB. Didn't you watch the video? He said, yes. That's the reality.
Was he just knowing the truth?
I wouldn't know, but I'm telling you that Nigerian politicians can never be trusted. That's the fact. But looking at what is happening currently now, I believe that the old PDP and the new PDP, you see, in APC structure, take it, in APC structure as it stands now, there's CPC there. There is new PDP there.
In APC.
And it's the new PDP now that is talking. I hope
very soon you have an MPP.
You understand?
Very soon you have an MPP.
Yes, sir. Ross, Labour Party elements are still in APC. New NNPP under Kwankwaso are still there. But there's something Bola Ahmed Tinubu is calculating. But you can't tell me that PDP is totally dismantled. I won't agree with you. Yes, it's just like what happened in 1999 and when Obasanjo came into power. I'm sorry to take you back. When Obasanjo, there was a global exhibition somewhere, either in Sydney or Australia or somewhere within that Europe. That's 1999. And it happens that, Nigeria have their own stand. And it happened that Obasanjo will be the one to, unveil that stand. But at the entrance, there was a doctor, just like a cartoon, or let me just put it that way, so that our viewers will have a direction of where I'm going. A doctor was using this, what's it called, this stethoscope, doctors normally use. And yes, and they was testing a patient on the bed. And the doctor was reporting the situation on ground. I was telling the audience or those who care to come or their family relatives or relations that this man that is lying down on the bed is still what? Breathing. PDP is still breathing. I said it yesterday. Don't be surprised that tomorrow you hear all the whole northern governors under APC or whatever has moved to CPC. Pending how are they? Because from what we are seeing from the north, Tinubu already know. Imagine Tinubu coming back from France and Shetima was not able to go there and welcome him.
Something is happening
Bro, something is wrong somewhere. Can't tell me.
that we don't know.
Yes, I'm telling you, there's crisis in us. And that crisis is being instigated by powerful forces who does not want to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu, defend the southern part of the country. But I pray, but I said it, that Tinubu is an expert in dark politics. He's an expert. For you and Tinubu to be in the dark and play politics, you know what it means?
Is that why there is this move to legalize voting without permanent?
Bros, let the civil society organization stand up and start championing and look into electoral reforms that are about to come. There's going to be, I know. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. If there is no proper electoral act and reform, whatever that's been given, that we are seeing that this one is fair enough. What is fair? We have gone to the era, if they want to do it, that every Nigerian not need to be under the sun to vote. We can use our phone, and vote. If you can use your phone to transfer money, you don't need to keep. Just tell us on this day, presidential election and governorship election, vote your candidate. And once you click it, you see all the candidates there. You vote it, and once you have voted, we are seeing it live. If we have not gotten to that level, they don't still want Nigeria to work. Those who do not want Nigeria to work are still those who are seeing today and celebrating as its leaders. That's the truth. Until we're able to have, I told you, I said maybe judiciary would come to APC and INEC would come to APC. So we know that the whole game is complete and Tinubu is not going to have any challenge 2027. That's the truth. So outside that, we are still going to continue in where we find ourselves presently.
Mookie, great. If you watch the interview of Kwankwaso, you understand 2027 is coming.
Bro, let me tell you, I don't want to talk about Kwankwaso, and let me tell you, in 2023 on Channels Television or Rice Television, I listened to Kwankwaso clearly. Kwankwaso is an extremist, and I will not support Obi having him as running mate. I said it clearly. I was in Kanu when Kwankwaso was governor of Kanu State. Gaduje was deputy governor, and there was a suicide bombing. I've not said this before. We went to cover local government election. Where they took us to Chad. Before we go to Chad, we have to pass from here to Bini. Bros, no tree. You know what you would take no say road there. Now tire we don't pass maybe 3 days or 4 days ago. Now Kwankwaso carry us though, they go Kwankwaso village. But I tell you, said the north is manipulating the south. The north is manipulating the south. We are going to Kwankwaso's village, this present Gaduje, because that's where they posted us. And we met Gaduje. Where Gaduje come meet us now, the only tree. Abi, this one fruit, Abi.
That's fruit.
Now where they come carry us go. Now there they come meet us. Bro, I'm telling you life. But before we get there, we were being attacked with stone. Stone because we are wearing something like this. We are not wearing gown. So the driver that was carrying us was an hour from that side anyway. So at every checking point, they stop us in that desert. We come down, the guy will speak Hausa. Those who are not comfortable with us, we carry stone. But I'm telling you life experience before we're able to get there. And when we get there, the local government chairman of Gaduje, this present Gaduje, a lot let me say this is experience, life experience. The present chairman, local government chairman, in house no get cement, no cement for in house. When we enter, he said, buy cigar. Now I asked him, what is the meaning of this? He said, because you know what happened? Sorry I'm taking you this far. I'm taking you this far. When we entered that place, they asked us to sit on the floor. We now sat. When we now sat on the floor, then in only 2 minutes, I can't see small girls up to 15. All of them line up, come out from one corner. They go. I said, and the way as they pass, 1, 2, 3, they just line up. They go fast, 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 fast. So one time they come back. I said, okay, who are these people? He said, "Na him wife." He said, make I look there, na bar sugar. Woman, the bar sugar now. He said, this little. Yeah. He said, hey, now the fee saying na him there to get there because in local government, that's where Kaduje come from. You know, but you know what I'm telling you? The statement Kwankwaso made at Sabongeri when there was a suicide mission and the hotel they bombed was just opened today by an Igbo man. They bombed the place. Many people died. Instead of coming to say the way it is, he was talking like somebody who is on the side of that calamity. Remember what he said, Obi? He said if he vice Obi 2023, that he will be stoned to death. That Obi has no charisma, has no capacity. Obi cannot even win one single local government. This is Kwankwaso. So, controlling only not, but don't make Kwankwaso movement anywhere. For me, Obi taught them a lesson because Nigerian youths spearheaded the movement of Obi. What happened? Shebi himself is also there for line now. How many votes did Kwankwaso get? Even in the north. Forget that the Fulanis know how to play politics and they went ahead in trying to bring back Sanusi, install him because they want to make sure that at the end of the day they'll have upper hand against Tinubu at the end of the day using traditional institutions and all that as a factor. So leave whatever Kwankwaso is talking about for me is irrelevant. Right. But what I'm telling you is that the capacity of voting when the North said, okay, we are going to raise a southerner against Tinubu. Because with all the coalition perfectly done, no competing ambition, Tinubu is gone. Mark my word.
City Stand.